And they have concerns over 3 rivers, one of them being the river that you see here behind me, the Leaf River. You can just see how far it's risen up and how fast it's moving in the background. Housey says when it comes to budgeting, you first need to take a financial selfie by placing all your bills and your spendings on the table and determine where your money is really going each month. And they told me a common mistake that they see is that the seat is just too loose. It can fall over, and this can cause many problems. Actually speaking to one of the firemen on scene from the Hattiesburg Fire Department, he said that he's been checking on this house every hour on the hour since it last broke out on fire. Here at the Multi-Purpose Center with some really rocking and rolling ladies. You can see them rolling behind me. Right now I'm joined by Miss Hannah and Meryl here with the Rebel Army Derby. How are you ladies doing this morning? Very good. National Retail Federation says over 75 million people will be shopping online today, making this the biggest online shopping day of the year. He says that a man that knew the woman, that knew the mother, he went back inside of this burning home to try to rescue this small infant child. When it comes to finding the picture-perfect Christmas tree, every single detail matters, from the size of the tree to the ornaments to the lighting. Everything matters. But one detail that you cannot ignore is your safety. Like your modern day Grinches, they come to your homes uninvited and they steal your items off of your front porch day or night, sometimes when you're not home, sometimes while you're home. We have now learned the identity of the man and the baby that lost their lives last night. 27-year-old Isaiah Pierce and 1-year-old Mahogany Brownlow were. AAA says Mississippi ranks in the top 10 for least expensive gas, with average prices around the state ranging around $2.35. I actually have my letter to Santa right here in my hand, and I'm getting ready to send that out. But if I don't get on it, then it will not be made in time for Christmas Eve. Good evening. I'm Demetria Wilborn stepping in for Jessica Bowman. Tonight, we start with a look at your weekend forecast. Lawmakers in Washington are searching for common ground with hopes to strike a deal to end the partial government shutdown that began late Friday night.
A little too early to tell right now if this could be a rain event.
Well, at least it's going to pass Christmas. So
that's right. We'll be fine for Christmas. That's the main thing. Yeah.
Right. So that's all that matters. So we won't have too cold of a Christmas.
No, but it's going to turn cold after the first of the year.
Okay. So Christmas, you get a break. You get a break. We now toss things over to sports with Lexi. A local ministry provides some much needed two-wheeled transportation for some clients of Hattiesburg's Field House for the Homeless. And children in the capital city also received quite the surprise today. Friends of fallen riders along with the Hinds County Sheriff's Department hosted Santa on bikes. Like you said, at least Monday and Tuesday.
It's going to be fine.
It'll be fine. So you'll have a dry Christmas, hopefully.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Thank you for that, Rex. Richton High School was named National Beta School of Distinction. That means that student participation at the school is top-notch. There is controversy over what some see as an unfair and potentially racist choice forced on a high school athlete this week. It happened in New Jersey, where a wrestler was told to cut his dreadlocks or he could not compete. Okay.
It could be worse.
It could be a lot worse. However, I mean, today was a beautiful day, beautiful weekend. And so Monday and Tuesday, looking good. And then after that, we have rain. It goes down the drain. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.
People are dead after an overnight house fire broke out on the 2400 block of North First Avenue in Laurel. Fire officials tell us 27-year-old Isaiah Pierce lost his life when he ran into the burning building trying to rescue 1-year-old Mahogany Brownlow. Neither one made it out alive, unfortunately. Demetria Wilborn spoke with neighbors and relatives who remember a heroic act and 2 that lost their lives too soon.
Old photos and an empty car seat are all of what's left of the home on North First Avenue.
I happened to look at the door when I was calling 911 and realized the house was on fire. And I said, y'all need to help them get here because the house is on fire. I kept telling them, they kept asking me how old is the baby. I said, no matter how old the baby is. And I gave you the address. What you need to do is get on over here.
Bobby Heidelberg says he knew 27-year-old Isaiah Pierce as his neighbor for years and was shocked to hear the cries of Pierce's girlfriend banging on his door, pleading for help.
I went to the door to see who it is. And when I got to the door, she kept hollering, my baby gone, my baby gone.
1-year-old Mahogany Brownlow was trapped inside. Firefighters with the Laurel Fire Department say Pierce ran inside, but never made it back out. Family members say Pierce was a good man, working to get back on his feet after a rough patch in his life.
He did 2 good things. He got back on his feet and he went in there to be a hero. But you know, one thing about a hero carries consequences.
Family members of the small infant who did not wish to speak on camera say Mahogany will be missed, and her life was taken before she even had the chance to start.
I send my regard to the family, his family, and the other family. I keep them in my prayer.
Mahogany leaves behind 3 older siblings who were also home at the time of the fire but escaped. Quimitra Wilborn, WDAM on your side.
And fire officials say the cause of that blaze still is under investigation.
Even just the small stuff that you do has this huge ripple effect.
An effect that will impact these middle schoolers for a lifetime.
Really what we want to do is teach and empower these kids to change the world around them in a positive way.
What started out as students reading a Christmas carol has now turned into a Christmas lesson about giving to those in need. Kids like 6th grader Benny Reynes spent the day working to give this soon-to-be thrift shop a much-needed makeover.
Me and my friends are working on cleaning up this area to putting everything in its place.
Fieldhouse for the Homeless is turning the old school and carnival store into a thrift shop. All proceeds will fund the services offered by the shelter, but they needed a little help sprucing up the place before the grand opening early next year.
I don't know if it's going to happen after these kids leave today.
Well, I can tell you, you're about to have the most fabulous helpers.
The kids, they really get the fact that everything that they're doing today is going to help a person that is homeless or a person that's in transition.
Their principal says no matter how big or small the task,
We're cleaning off areas so we can put specific things, like this area was gonna be like eating utensils right here.
kids like Reynes are not only learning about helping others, but about themselves.
It's up to all of us to make the world a better place.
Quimitra Wilborn, WDAM on your side.